That beat is banging. Let it ride. Turn it up. I keep bringing beats. That's my homeboy James Broadway. So what mornings? Oh! Woohoo! We in the building. It's Monday morning. TradioV.com. That's Radio NTV. You know how we do. Every week, riveting topics. It's gonna be crazy. If you want to participate on the phone lines, 855-878-4652. Woo! Hey, let's get it cracking. It's the community empowerment segment. Let the beat ride underneath, man. I like the way that feels. Just stay with me for a minute. What I want to do, my engineer, he doesn't want to be called Baby Teen Wolf anymore, so we're just going to graduate him to Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf, he has a full beard and he's like 12 years old, so Teen Wolf, right? But he's the homie. We got a caller on the line, I think, and I want to bring her in so she can drop science on an event that we've been planning. She's probably one of the greatest transformational coaches that I've ever met. I haven't met a lot of them, but I can tell you, she's no joke. She is the creator of the Black Mastery Neurolinguistic Program, the NLP program that I've been telling you all. I've been pleading and begging, especially African Americans, to go out and purchase. It's the first of its kind, a neurolinguistic program that undoes Willie Lynch, limiting beliefs, colorism, all of that. And it's narrated by Yana Van Zandt, and this sister developed this program. She's that dope. She's on the line right now. Please talk to us about the urgency that is necessary for this event that we're planning, right? Can we talk about that?
Yeah. Hey, so can you hear me? Good?
Yes, Veronica. I can hear you. Veronica Conway on the line. Talk to him, Veronica.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I just came from being the official conference coach at one of the most high-powered Black networking conferences in Black America, the Power Networking Conference, and we chopped it up about what it means to have a Black economy and Black empowered economics. And so, people come to me all the time and they say, I don't get paid what I'm worth. Why don't I get paid what I'm worth? And I'm like, you do get paid what you're worth. You either have results or you have reasons. You either are charging what you're worth or you're settling for some story about why you don't have it. So if we want to begin to have a personal economy and a group collective economy, we got to get clear about how we do our money. So I developed the Wantrepreneur to Entrepreneur Bootcamp. We're going to be starting next week. If people want to change their personal economy so that we can then have a group economy, they got to sign up for this. So they can apply over at W2EBootcamp.com, at W2EBootcamp.com. We're going to look at business models. We're going to get you selling. We're going to get you making money. I say the recession is just a transfer of assets from the timid to the bold. And that's what this has been, man. So we got to get bold and start developing our own economies.
Word up, word up. I appreciate you for calling in. You know I got love for you. And again, tell these folk to go get blackmastery.com right now, please. Can you do that? Where can they find that?
Go. People have been reporting amazing transformations over at www.blackmastery.com.
It ain't no joke. Thank you, Veronica. We'll talk to you in a little bit, okay?
Thank you.
All right, let's move on. Books. Bobby Glanton, the big homie, the big uncle. Real men don't play. Lionel Hollins just got a job with the New Jersey Nets. Or they're not New Jersey anymore. They're Brooklyn Nets right now. Lionel Hollins is one of Bobby Glanton's homies. My son had reconstructive ACL surgery. Bobby gets Lionel Hollins to call my son right before he goes into surgery with a motivating, inspiring talk. That kind of stuff is in this book right here. Go to realmendon'tplay.com and get your copy of Real Men Don't Play by Bobby Glanton-Smith. It ain't no joke, man. This is a network. Anybody out there who think I'll be bullshitting about the community empowerment, excuse my French, I'm serious about promoting people who are serious about reinvesting in our own. No disrespect to nobody else. I'm just serious about it. And if you playing, I'm going to sniff your ass out. Trust me. I'm going to come get you in a way that you never see coming. But, you know, that's something else to talk about. Dr. Mark Goulston, get out of your own way. I'm telling you, this white man is very deep and insightful. He had such value to the show. Go get his book, Get Out of Your Own Way. Practical lessons for conquering procrastination, fear, envy, obsession, anger, self-pity, compulsion, neediness, guilt, rebellion, inaction, by Dr. Mark Goulston, my famed co-host, who really doesn't have to be here. He's pretty well set. Again, my book, The Rebirth of Seeds. Please, I urge you, I ask you, continue to support me. Go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. IamZoeWilliams.com. Please go get a copy. I'll sign it for you, I promise. Please get at me. I've been doing better at signing. For all the people that I didn't sign, I'm so sorry. I apologize. No excuses. I fell off. Please go to IamZoeWilliams.com and purchase a copy of my book. Next, again, the final book of the day. Again, Mark Goulston, Just Listen. This is how I met Mark Goulston. I checked out this book, and I had him on my Foxhole show. He came on, and he killed. It was awesome. It was fire. Now, couple more books, and then we're almost out of here for this segment. For the topic, Intercultural Marriage by Dugan Romano. Intercultural Marriage by Dugan Romano. This is going to factor into the show that we're talking about right now. It's going to be crazy. I've got to go, but when I come back, guests, topics, questions, it's about to be bananas. Rock that Black Mastery.
And one of the greatest tragedies in life is getting to the end of your life and looking back and realizing it was mediocre, and it didn't have to be that way. The number one reason is people are unwilling to listen and care about what's important to the other person. But what if you could be someone who dared to care about everybody in your life? When you're in love, smoke gets in your eyes. But when you're anxious, you talk more than you listen. I asked my wife a month ago, I said, I don't know whether to have an affair or buy a motorcycle. And she said, if you have an affair, I'll kill you. If you get the motorcycle, you'll kill yourself. Go with the bike.
Smoke gets in your ass, eyes. Smoke gets in your eyes.
Whose segment is this, Jeff?
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Hang on him, Doc.
I'm sorry.
So I guess we're talking about how white is the new black, huh?
And wow. Swing and a miss.
Wow.
No,
Terrible jokes from Whitey Locks.
No, this is leading into interracial marriage and that sort of thing.
How so?
Well, here's the tip, though, because I would imagine a lot of people who go that way are going to fail this test. There's something that I call the 360 look-back test, and what that means is think before you make an important decision like a relationship. Think a year ahead of where you are today, and then look around everywhere and imagine what you want it to look like. So look at every relationship you have, look at your family, look at your work, look at yourself. Because a lot of times we make these decisions and we don't think about how they're going to play and roll out. So if you say it's a year from today, and you wake up and you say, well, how do you want your relationship with your kids to look like? How do you want your relationship with your family, with your job to look like? And then if you can let that help you make decisions, you'll make better decisions. Because a lot of times we shoot from the hip, shoot ourselves in the foot, and screw up our lives. So
Thank you, Doc.
Look back to look forward.
Look back to look forward. Okay. Great tip. I don't know how that's going to fit into the deviltry we're about to present, But that's all right.
Well, because they don't think ahead about how it's going to play out in every part of their life. They don't think about the complications of things, and then they come back to haunt them.
Wow. Today's topic, as was set up by Dr. G, is interracial marriage and or dating a form of self-hate for blacks, or simply a safe haven for the black woman, the black man's woman? This is going to hurt. And I've gotten a lot of pushback from this topic, right? Because statistically, black men have always, we've always kind of, what is the word? Cornholed other women, other races,
I don't know what
forever. Yeah, you have chili dog and all that.
No,
You know all about
I'm not a corn. I'll put my yam in your hoo-ha. But cornholing, I don't know about that.
No, but I'm saying black men throughout history.
Oh, yeah.
How do you think we get other races?
Well, that's not our fault.
We've gone all over the place. But I think now black men are starting to feel some kind of way because sisters who have been loyal for a long time are saying, you know what? Fuck y'all. We going somewhere else. Right? Let's hit the topic again. Is interracial marriage or dating a form of self-hate for blacks, or simply a safe haven for the black man's woman? TradioV exclusively on, or the So What Show exclusively on TradioV. That's Radio NTV. Let me ask a couple of questions, and then I'll introduce everyone. Think about these questions, please. Is interracial marriage the personification of the lack of racial pride? Are you racist if you have racial pride? Is racial pride kind of irrelevant in today's society, post-racial society? Does the one-drop rule still apply? Are biracial kids, not black or white, but their own race, biracial? That's a race now. I mean, if you can be a Jew, and Jews are a race, right? They just made themselves a race. Fuck it. I know it was a tribe in the Bible, but you know what? We're a race now. And anybody can join the race if you join the religion. Well, yeah, I'm Jewish. I'm just saying, right? Let's ask these questions. This is good stuff. Is race merely a socio-economic construct? How is race tied to class? Are they one and the same? Ageism, racism, sexism, classism, are they one and the same? How are they related? Right? Because this produces a lot of vitriol in our communities, right? Especially amongst black people. Shit, we racist within our own culture.
Paper bag test.
Where's that picture of Dave Chappelle? Show that picture really quickly. Black people are the only race, I don't want to read, there it is. Only black people act like dark-skinned and light-skinned are two different races, right? Say that, is that us?
It's true.
It could be Filipinos too.
No, it's not just
could
black
be Indians too.
No.
Asians.
It's huge.
I've seen it in all. I've seen
Indian
it in Arab.
Yeah.
Right. Let's keep going. I got a couple more questions, and then I'm gonna introduce everyone. Okay. And I have to ask this question. I think I'm gonna ask it again. Is it a racist notion to be 100% against interracial dating, interracial marriage? And is Farrakhan on one end and the Ku Klux Klan on the polar opposite end, are they wrong? Right? The Ku Klux Klan will say, we can't fuck the nigger, okay? We fuck the nigger, we're dead. Farrakhan says, white people, let me tell you, you keep fucking us, you going into extinction. Are they right? You saw that article in Newsweek, right? When they talked about in 2015 what everyone's gonna look like, right? Are those black people or the new race that's rising up out of it?
Everybody gonna look like you, so.
Look, what? Silence yourself, knave. Speak when you are spoken to, right?
I digress, my liege.
Indeed, you do. Is dating outside of your race the best opportunity, or is dating outside of her race the best opportunity for the black woman to have the ideal family? I mean, consider the numbers. 50% of the brothers are in prison. She makes up the #1 genetic, or the #1 gender and race in college. So who's she going to date when she gets a job? If most of the brothers, and you know, the flip side of that, the brothers that do go to college, that do get the good job and great education, get in line.
I don't think you even know what I am.
You know, pick a number.
Go like that.
So this is about to be crazy. I'm about to introduce this panel. It's about to be crazy. So now, across the table, big homie, actor,
yeah,
comedian, been on the road with Charlie Murphy. Wrong, right? Been on the road with the homie. One of the funniest comedians I've ever met.
Responsible for dun-dun-duns, ladies and gentlemen.
Dun-dun-duns, right?
Yeah.
Great dude.
Regardless who you heard it from.
Great dude. He was on Malcolm and Eddie. Remember Malcolm and Eddie?
Yep.
Right? With Eddie Griffin and Malcolm Jamal Warner. And this is why I love this brother. Because
real dude.
One of the realest cats I've... Man, when you don't have a dad and you on the streets and you run into him and you and his crew, he kind of grows you up a little bit. Went to the Army, Marines, or what?
I was in the Army.
He was in the Army. Yeah. He was rapping and German, and I was like, wow, I was a little kid. But when you got that kind of energy helping you, and I never saw him as interracial or biracial. Yeah. I just saw him as a nigga. He's just a nigga. Yeah. That's the nigga. That's
that nigga right there.
That's that nigga right there. Freez Luv. And nobody would say, don't say nothing to Freez Luv. That nigga bust your ass.
Right.
Either with them donuts or with them jokes, he gonna bust your ass.
Don't get that light skin confused.
What up, baby?
Freez Luv is in the building with us today, man. I appreciate you being here. Thanks again.
Man, thanks for having me.
To your, what is that, right or left?
It's my right.
That's your right. Vance Allen.
Vance Allen.
He's an entrepreneur. Film and television producer. Whose specialties include animated comedic content, TV commercials, as well as feature films. In other words, he's doing the damn thing in his own light-skinned way. Yeah. Do you find that your complexion helps you pass? They go,
That's what?
Kind of like what? Barack Obama. You're welcome. Oh. Come on in. Right? I'm just saying, do you feel like white people take you as less aggressive? Like, it's a cool little Negro there. Come on in.
I like what he's doing with his hair.
Yes. Rottweiler waves.
It does. That looks like Scout's back. Come here, Scout.
Come here, Scout.
Scout.
I like that. Very cute.
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, we live in America. And, I mean, we know what it is here. Mm-hmm. We know that...
Come on, dude.
That... being lighter skinned, lighter complected does give you a little bit more favor. Right. Now, does that apply to everyone? No. Right. But, you know, I got to be real. Yes.
And with a name like Vance?
Vance.
No, it's Vince.
It's Vince?
I said Vance, but
it's Vance. Oh, you said it house music style at first.
But it's Vince. It's Vince, right?
It's Vince.
With a name like Vince, it's not Dre Schwan or Dre Quanda or, you know, what's a good name?
Your mama was looking out for him.
Tyrone.
Don Quavion. How about that?
Yeah, Don Quavion, Lamangelo, Orangelo. Right? It's not one of them. So you come in as Vance. Hi, I'm Vance. Hey, Vance.
How are you?
Dr. Mark G is in the building. Goulston. He's a master of the mind, a psychiatrist, a doctor. You know, training this guy trained, you know, who did you train again? Tell us.
Hostage negotiators.
Hostage
and I'm being held hostage here.
No, you're not.
A member of that Jewish race. I may as well.
You can get your ass up and get out here anytime you ready.
You come because you love it, right? You come because you love it.
Yeah, I do love it. I do.
Yeah, so, and that's what it is. Dr. G is in the building. Jeff Brown, comedian extraordinaire.
Yes, sir. May I take this time? Just, Baby Teen Wolf, I need a favor.
I didn't respond.
I know. I just ran the light. That horn sound you had, bam, bam, that alarm sound. That wasn't you. Who had the alarm sound?
It was the phone.
It was just okay, Jeff. We got to get to it.
Okay, because that was perfect for Okay.
Yes,
Right.
and
I'm
scene.
Jeff Brown.
The moment is past.
It's
Thank
gone.
you.
Moment's gone.
And Kyla. Kaya, formerly of the Pussycats?
Yes.
Dolls?
Yes.
She's awesome, man. She's here, biracial. We're going to try to guess her race, and we're going to get her opinion, right, on interracial dating and the taboo. Is the taboo still there? I mean, are we really living in a post-racial America, or is America as racist as it's ever been? Kaya? Ah, it's a beautiful name. What does it mean?
It means weed in Jamaican. My mother's Jamaican.
It means weed. That's that Kaya? That's that Kaya right there.
You off that? I'm off that Kaya.
My dad's Native American. My mother's Jamaican.
So much for the guessing.
So I'm incognito.
Can you cook?
I can.
Indeed, we shall see. I am flirting. Anyway.
As you should be.
So let's do it then. Let's do it. Let's jump into this.
You know what my background is.
Hysterical. Now we've figured it out. Let's talk about it, though. Could the offspring of interracial marriages, regardless of what they are, Asian, Indian, Chinese, black, whatever, could they actually destroy the white race? Is there, like, truth to that fear? Freez Luv.
Let me tell you. First off, when you talk about race, to me, it's who invented race?
Yes.
How long has it been here? It didn't start till about the 17th century. It was invented by the Swedes. Now, I didn't go to college, so I could be wrong at any time. This is
I could be off the road at any point.
I love that.
I didn't go to college. I got my knowledge from talking to people that did go to college, though.
Right.
And someone informed me. They said, "Hey, you understand that the whole classification of peoples didn't come along until the 17th century, and it was invented by the Swedes, and it was basically invented to organize slavery. So when you start saying what race you are, you're basically giving off the name of your product.
Wow.
Whoa.
You understand? So you're like, oh, my product is this. Well, I'm this product.
We can't go to break no stronger
The whole
than that.
classification of it is basically for money. You know, so there was no concept of race. As far as different people of different hues intermingling, that's been happening since the beginning of humanity.
Hold the
and it's
rest of
going
that.
to keep on going on.
Hold the rest of that. We are coming back, and when we get back in a couple of minutes, more on race from a cat named Freez Luv and the rest of the show.
But I got to move my car because I am in the black race, and I will get a ticket.
No, tickets are universal.
Well, the message today is the white people need to organize and stay away from the niggers. We've got to keep the white race pure. A race war is coming. When it comes, you're going to have to depend on other white people because the niggers are going to stick together.
Others look at black and white couples through a lens of preconceived ideas and outdated prejudice. The white man, who has succumbed to the animal sensuality of the black woman. The black woman, who has captured the ultimate gold digger's prize in a white man. The white woman, who quenches her desire for excitement in the ultimate bad boy in a black man. The black man, who has found a more submissive and dutiful companion in a white woman.
You would have to be like, I went on a date with this guy. Oh, by the way, he's, black. He's African American. He's, you would have to almost kind of give us a warning. It would be a big deal. I'd be like, wow. I mean, I don't think I'd care, but if they came to dinner and all of a sudden, I'd be like, why didn't you tell me?
But would it be similar to somebody saying, hey, I'm a lesbian or I'm gay?
It would be different because, how
we live in a bubble.
Yeah, we do. And, we don't have a lot of different races living in our neighborhoods, and we can be friends with different races, but when you're talking about your friend becoming intimate with one, I would think that you don't easily say, hey, I am dating this girl, she's Chinese or she's African American, whatever. But I think that it's a hard thing to segue into, but if I knew one of our friends that was, I would be like, tell them or tell our friends before they came, just so people weren't shocked.
I don't mind it when I see a black girl with a white guy. I'm like, hell yeah, like get that shit, But when I see a black guy with a white girl, like automatically, like what I feel is just like, I don't know, like I'm not racist because I hang out with a lot of black people, I have black friends, but there's something when you see a black guy that you don't know only if she's hot though. If she's not hot, it's just like whatever. But if you see a black guy with a hot white girl, it almost feels like, damn, like you're stealing our women, you know? But, you know, it is what it is, I guess.
Well, it just depends on the couple. I mean, if they're an upstanding couple, then I don't have a problem with it. If I see some white girl that's good looking or what have you and carries herself well with a black man that looks like a gangbanger, then I have a problem with it. I don't understand the attraction. But I have several friends that are interracial couples. They're very upstanding. They dress nice. They look good together, and I don't have a problem with that. But I mean, as far as when you see something that's more for show, like a hood ornament, that's when I have a big problem with it.
When a white guy sees a white girl with a black man, the guy automatically thinks that girl is being torn up by that big black dick. She's not going to go back to that white guy. So you think automatically that girl's lost. She's lost.
I feel like it has a lot to do with your upbringing, to tell you the truth. You know, I mean, I guess
wow. Is that true? Is that true coming from the white side of the equation? Is it like, damn, I can't follow that act? It's like performing after Michael Jackson. Like,
This thing looks like a baby's arm holding an apple. What am I? How am I gonna?
I'm saying, Doc, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you've dealt with these folks or not, or if you've dealt with this kind of subject matter. But do you think that there's a penis envy amongst white men? I mean, you're the only white man here.
There's a test we could take right now.
And I just put my knees together.
And it's deep, too.
Exactly. We can all stand up and drop trowel.
Why would we do that, Jeff?
Well,
the military comes out in a we can all drop trowel as a platoon. No, nigga.
No.
We're not going to do that.
Oh, speaking of the military, that's when it used to come up. Let
the doc do it.
Okay. We can't play big dick, hit little dick with a hammer? We can't play that?
What game is that?
I'm serious. That's a game.
Ghetto porn games?
That came up in the military.
Other people know that, unless you're looking.
Do you think a black guy who has a small penis is going to have a real problem? I mean, because there is that. That's
a good.
Because there is that kind of thing about.
Come on, talk about it.
No, really.
Oh my gosh, what is this, Shakim? This is not what I ordered.
You mean Shaquille? Word on the street.
Yeah. Half a roll of dimes. Half a roll of dimes. That's
half a roll of dimes.
That's a roll of the world.
No, you think that'd be real traumatic because part of it is you're walking around. That's your power. That's the illusion that you're bigger than white guys and all that sort of stuff. And there is this intimidation factor. We talked about that in a previous show. Remember about do white guys just feel like these black men, these big hunks of masculinity? Yeah, Zulus are going to come in.
Adonises. So gods in flesh.
Submit your vulva to me now. Right? That kind of...
Yeah. We do bring that in a room.
No, but I think that's a great question to ask. I think men, especially black men, I think we're over the top. We aggrandize a double standard, right?
Yeah.
Right? We get to be, gigolos and pimps and... womanizers, and I'm not saying all of us, but a great deal of us, we get to be that way. But then we're very territorial when it comes to our daughters.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I mean?
So pull your daughter out of that.
Right. I think the same thing happens in interracial dating. We might not treat women, our sisters, the best. We might not do them right. A lot of us, let's just be honest, there's a lot of us out there that, need some man code working and, we're struggling in that way when it comes to the presence of fathers and homes and all of that. So what happens is we mistreat our women, or we're not playing the same game they're playing, or we're not on the same page that they're on. And ultimately, when they decide to cross the barrier, because the statistics are saying they're least likely, their numbers are lower, but their numbers are rising in terms of interracial dating, because it's kind of a, fuck it, I throw my hands up, these niggas ain't gonna never get ready. right? In accordance to what I want, in accordance to what I'm going after and trying to achieve, right? So with that said, you know, we have this double standard in place where we're kind of like, we see her with an Asian or with a Mexican or with a white man in particular, you know, and we kind of like...
You know, one of those video clips that uses the word upstanding and stuff, but before that, what do you think economics plays in the whole thing? I mean,
that's huge. That's one of my questions.
Is that the whole thing? Is that you'll look the other way if the person's well off and that sort of thing?
Well, look at it this way. Michael Jordan, married to a white woman. Charles Barkley, married to a white woman. Tiger Woods, married the nanny. There's millions, hundreds of millions of dollars that could be building black families and black infrastructure that's actually going somewhere else. I mean, that economic question is huge. We have another guest on the line. She's calling in right now, or she's already called in. She has a very, very, very compelling story. Her name is Alexa Norton-Jones. And her family goes way back. I mean, her fucking bio reads like War and Peace, so I won't be going through all of it. But her family created a publishing company. I'm going to let her talk about that. It was established in 1923. She was surrounded for her whole life, you know, surrounded by intelligentsia, family members, all of that. Please tell us your riveting story, Alexa, and how it pertains to today's topic, okay?
Well, hi, and thank you so much, and forgive me for correcting you. It's Alexia, so there's an IA there. Alexia. No.
Alexia.
No.
We have you, Alexia.
Hello.
Indeed.
And thank you so much. You know, I'm delighted to be here, and I'm delighted for a couple of reasons. I began watching the film Dark Girls on Netflix the other night, and it just blew me away. It just blew me away, and it brought so much back into my life that I don't really think about that much on a daily basis, but I experience all the time. And so I know Bill Duke from, you know, back in the day, as they say, you know. And, you know, as you saw my bio there, my parents had one of the first high society interracial weddings in New York City.
High society interracial wedding. What year was that?
1956. So long before, you know, any Civil Rights Act.
Long before it was cool.
The World of Astoria. And my mother, her name is Ann Aston Warder Norton-Jones. At the time, she was the only child of Marion William Norton. And unfortunately, her father had died. My grandfather had died. And so her stepfather was Daniel Kennedy Young, treasurer of the World Bank, financial advisor to the country of South Africa. Therefore, an unwilling participant in apartheid. Now, here's my father. He came out of orphanages. A brilliant black man. His mother tells him, never do anything more than pick up a pencil. His parents were the chauffeur and the cook for the Whipping Cup publishers. And when he met my mother, as he says in one of his books, that he felt that she was one of the first whites to intellectually understand the struggle of blacks. Okay. Having said that, if the book Pillar of Fire is correct, at that wedding, my father's family, where I've never met any family member of my father's, provided servants and the musicians for the wedding, while my mother's family provided the financial, you know, world extraordinaire as the guest. And so, you know, come 1960, you know, I'm in utero. I'm the second born. And my father's called to be Martin Luther King's attorney.
Wow.
Martin got in trouble with tax evasion. And the way, you know, so you fast forward. You have a black man and a white woman. Beautiful, beautiful woman, mother. Sort of a likeness of a little bit like Diane Sawyer with a little bit of Princess Diana mixed in there with a whole lot of moxie. The woman was smart. And and just a kind person.
So,
and then they
Alexia,
black into the world. SCI identifies black.
Alexia, let me ask you this. why do you think? I mean, because your history is so vast and deep, and you can see that, you know, the roots and you know, the success of your people, it kind of belies the narrative that's out there about black and white relations, right? Why do you think... Say again?
It kind of something...
Belies. It kind of, you know, it kind of belies the, you know, the narrative that's out about black and white. Whenever we see the narrative of black and white out in the media, it seems to be more confrontational than it is ebony and ivory, you know? You know what I mean? So my...
Something seriously, when I read the, you know, I know the questions for the show today, you know? Here. And they're great questions, but so you understand, when I saw that Michael Jackson had white children, I didn't notice it. So I...
Really?
We noticed it.
We did. His kids, no matter what you do with your face, Michael Jackson kids supposed to look like Tito.
Yeah. The black community was waiting to see black kids.
Yeah, that's what
we was not waiting to see Molly and them come through.
No,
we knew something was fishy when that happened.
Mixed babies don't look like that. Mixed babies at least look like Zoe. They at least.
But I'm not mixed.
I know.
Right?
Mixed babies look like that.
He said at least.
Why would I notice any children in his family? like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, of course that's their dad. Not because, listen, do I know whether he's their biological father? No, he's their father.
Okay, we just lost each other. See,
that's Jeff Brown speaking.
Hey, how you doing, Alexia? This may not happen, and again, this may be just cultural, but the first thing a black family does when a baby comes home to take stress off of how loose the mother was is they put that baby up next to the daddy to see how much it looked like it. Ooh, you got your mama's eyes. You got your daddy's. I'm almost done. You got your daddy's eyes. Your mama's this. Your dad. So what you are telling me is that, or are you telling me no, that didn't happen? That don't happen?
I see what you're saying, Jeff. Yeah. He's saying culturally, Alexia, hold on one second. He's saying culturally, black mamas would do things like, you bring the baby, you show the baby, and she go, oh yeah, that's one of ours.
Yes.
That's what he's trying to do.
You trying to tell me Catherine Jackson?
Now look how the baby got that wide nose.
You trying to tell me Catherine Jackson took Blanket and Prince and went, yep, they're Michaels. I don't buy that.
See, I can't speak for them. I can only speak for my mother, who was really proud to have black children. She was horrified when I went and got a haircut and got on the rice. You know, she loved my natural hair. I'm not joking. I have a brother who is so light-skinned that I've given him a nickname. His middle name is Negro. The reason I've given him that nickname is because it's just funny. Because in our family, we're all different colors. But there was never any idea that you were better if you were lighter. There was never any of that. We didn't have that. It didn't exist.
So, Alexia, let's do this really quickly because I know you're on the line. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, we have another guest that's going to join us. Stay on with us. Don't leave. We're going to finish going into this because I think this is big. This is huge. I always tell people don't date your ideas. And when we come back and we get into the final thoughts and all of these, we're going to break all of this down because this is something that's plaguing our country. We can't really interface with these limiting beliefs and ideas that are in place, and I think Alexia was speaking to that. So we'll be back at 2.2, Zo What Morning Show, Interracial Marriage and Dating. We'll be back in a second.
White people, let me help you with these thoughts. Your population is going down. The more black and white get together, the less white you'll see.
Hey, what's up, Shushang?
Nothing much, Ryan.
I was on YouTube a few weeks ago and saw quite a few videos of black women telling other black women the benefits of dating Asian and white men. They spoke real harsh of black men, which I found strange considering they are black themselves. I commented on a few posts and got at least 100 black women hitting on me without them ever seeing a picture of me. I guess just the idea of me being white was enough for them.
Oh, really?
Yup, I never really liked black women too much, but seeing how they worship me more than my own white women, I could not pass up the chance to get all this free coochie being thrown at me. I mean, just seeing all these booty-popping videos on YouTube alone tells me that these girls are horny for some pink genetic recessive ding-ding. I'm not even going to talk about World Takeout Hip Hop where they have videos of black chicks doing any and everything on camera and I don't even have to pay for it. It's all free of charge. I've jacked my little wee-wee to a dark red to these videos and now I'm ready to go out with a few big booty strumpets next week.
Just a few. You dirty dog, you. I don't know if I can get with black women. I really don't like their hair. It's too nappy and I cannot run my fingers through it like my own Asian women.
Shusheng. These are not the proud-to-be black sisters who know their history and respect the black man and his big black penis. These black chicks wear weaves and wigs that resemble Caucasian, Indian and Asian women and they hate black men with a passion. They follow a neo-Nazi, Ku Klux Klan-like philosophy on black men. They could care less about their roots from Africa from what I've learned so far, so don't worry about them having their natural hair. All the free coochie we want just for not being a black man. They said if I have an Asian or a white friend, they'd hook him up with their girlfriends.
Well, the message today is the white people need to organize and stay away from the niggers. We've got to keep the white race pure. A race war is coming. When it comes, you're going to have to depend on other white people because the niggers are going to stick together. And if the white don't stick together, the niggers are going to kill us all. They're going to rape our women, make slaves out of our children. You can laugh all you want to, but it ain't going to be funny when they start.
Well, now how did you learn how to hate black people? I mean, was this a learned thing? Where did it come from, do you think?
130 years ago, niggers were slaves. 200 years ago, they were swinging from trees and living in caves. When the Bible was written and Jesus were here, they were the beast of the field. The Bible says they were beasts that wore clothing, the beast that cried, the beast with hands. That's what he's talking about.
I have visited bigbootynegroes.com. These black chicks are really into ghetto-style booty sex. They seem ready for anything.
Believe me, Shusheng, they are ready. I got this one already talking to me about kids. She talks about how pretty our babies will be because they will be mixed. She's a dark-skinned black woman, which I usually would not go for, but since she offered to give my little pink picker a slob, I went for it. I mean, these chicks...
Hey, I try to find the most vitriolic videos I can find.
Job well done, sir.
But some of those notions, although far and extreme and radical, let's be honest, those are the undercurrents for a lot of how the country thinks. That's the stuff people won't say outwardly, right? Right? The internet,
get mad.
But understand, the internet, gives you a sense of autonomy and anonymity. Now, I got power, and you don't know who I am. So I can now say what I really feel. And I'm going to tell you, one of the lightning rods of the 21st century is President Barack Obama. Right? Is he black? Is he biracial? Is he black enough? Is he too black? But these are all undercurrents that are happening right now. And it's crazy, but I think we have to have this conversation because we have this kind of Pollyanna, who, like she said, who cares? But a lot of people still do. And it affects the way we live. Well, fuck them. Right? Fuck them. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have someone online on Skype, Playboy Playmate, turned photographer.
There we go.
Right? She was in Kanye's Flashing Lights video.
Please tell me those are natural.
And I'm just going to stop it, you objectifying monkey.
Mother of pearl. Sweet mother of pearl. That's a good-looking woman.
I'm going to tell you right now, she's biracial. If that is a race, we can cover that.
Yeah.
Right? She's beautiful. She's intelligent. She's a scientist, for Christ's sake. She really is. She told me not to talk about it, but anyway, it's not. Rita G is in the building for the Zoe What Morning Show. Rita!
Hi, Zoe.
Hey, how are you? Talk to us. I know you've been listening to this conversation. I know it's crazy. It's all over the place. We're going to let Kaya go because she's got some guns. She got some bullets over here. She said all of this is just foolishness. She's going to give us all of that in a second.
Let us have it.
But Rita G, talk to me and tell me about your experience being an interracial person? You know.
First, I just want to say I'm truly honored and really humbled just to be on your show and kicking it with you guys. So thanks for having me.
Thank you.
And well, basically, I am biracial, I suppose.
What do you call yourself?
I tend to call myself black. But my white father died very young, and I didn't know him. My mom told me another man was my father. He was black, and he was very dark-skinned. So I always thought I was just a light-skinned sister, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I couldn't understand why people, you know, insinuated that my mother must have slept with the milkman or something like that.
So when you found out the truth, what was that like? When you discovered that it wasn't that way, what was that like for you, and how old were you?
I was 27.
Wow.
I was 27. So I just thought about all the kids who teased me and said, you're mixed with something. You got something. And I just thought, wow, I guess they were right, you know. But at the same time, it didn't stop me from having a black experience, so to speak. I never knew any white side of life or anything like that.
What's your preference in dating?
You know, black. Yeah.
You would be open to dating white, maybe? No?
Well, it's not so much that whether I'm open or not open. But, you know, I would want to stick with the race. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm pro our race.
Why? Why? Oh, that's Barack Obama in the studio asking why. Vince.
You know, that's where my roots are, and you know, that's my roots. That's my preference. You know, that's what it is.
I have a random question. Would you date a half white, half black man that's like yourself?
It hasn't come up, but you know, I mean, I deal with it. I crossed that bridge when I got there, but it's not anything I'd be looking for.
Y'all keep missing these races around. Y'all don't have babies with stripes on them.
Is that Travis Bickle?
Travis, how are you, man?
Would you date a black woman, Travis?
Oh, you bet your sweet ass.
Would you marry her?
No, that's as far as colored broads go. I don't know about all that. There's a lot of pressure to be the one to show up with one. And I can tell you something. There is nothing. Have you ever had? Okay, so I'm gonna ask you. Have you ever made love to a dark-skinned sister in the dark? I swear, it is surreal. It's like fucking a shadow. I mean, it is unbelievable. Is she even really here? It's unbelievable. It's like something out of X-Men. I swear, you got to do it before you die.
Kaya, you have to respond to him, please.
I'm just saying.
I know it's getting, reaction. That's the whole point. But, this is what keeps the issues going, is these jokes. They're not funny.
Really?
Like, if you're a mixed child and there's 3 here, okay, it's not funny. It's never funny to feel that one is greater than the other or the other side isn't good enough. It's like, that's just insanity to me. Okay. Like, I get the opinion of understanding generational issues in races and all of the above, but, we're all a member of the human race. So we could start there, which is a bit more, you're talking about love and would you date a black man? Would you date a white girl? How about would you just fall in love with somebody?
Right.
And who the fuck cares what they are? It's so for me, I'm just aggravated at this conversation.
I agree with Kaya. I'm not aggravated, but I think
I'm boiling.
I love it.
The baseline, the bottom line that you made is can we just fall in love with someone? Like Rita was saying, it sounded like from all what she was saying, she wouldn't even date a light-skinned man. She would want chocolate, dark, black.
I don't think she said
what's
that.
wrong with that? But no, she didn't say that.
You're assuming.
I'm assuming.
Okay.
Well, no, she did.
But she
said she dated a black man.
I'm just listen. I'm reading between lines.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah, I got
religion is called exegesis.
Listen. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think exactly what Kaya said, it's about who you fall in love with. I mean,
if you're who makes you happy.
Thank you. I was just going to go there. At the bottom line, as people, we just want to be happy. Let's just
But you got to qualify why.
But listen though, if you think something, we've all had an instance in our life where we think something is gonna make us happy, and we go after that, we bang our heads, we're trying, and then whether you believe it or not, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, opens up a door that we never saw, and we take it, and it's something we never expect, whether it be a job, whether it be a person, whether it be a circumstance, whether it be an opportunity, and that ends up being the biggest blessing in our life. So I think the bottom line is we need to focus on is not what race is she, what religion is she,
but you know what, Vince?
But what's up?
To speak to what you're saying, you're absolutely right. And what you just described is prerequisite for all relationships, not just interracial.
Sure.
You know, the universe has that spirit that guides you in a particular place. However, this is what I don't agree with. Not necessarily disagree, but I'm not all the way jiving with. And that is the Pollyanna, oh, it's all about love. First off, love is rare. It is as rare as our atmosphere in this fucking universe. So by saying that, let me just say this and then I'll throw it to you, Freeze. By saying that, most of us interface intimately through social constructs and ideas.
Sure.
Right? And filters. Right? So we can, like, let's not, you know, marginalize the points that are being made. All right, let's take the jokes out of it and get really serious. There are a lot of people who date for resources. There are a lot of people who date for sex. There are a lot of people who get married for those same reasons too, right? There are a lot of people who date according to their social template, right? So it's easy to say, oh, I'm doing it for love. Have you ever read Khalil Gibran's piece on love? 98% of motherfuckers who are in relationships today have not reached that lofty definition of what love is. So let's not make it about, oh, you know, it's going to happen and it's beautiful in God. It's not going to work
Easter
that way.
grass,
I have. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
What I want to say is that, yeah, I've heard that argument too. And if love is really blind and it's really all about love, it's like, why do we see that overwhelmingly the black man marrying the white woman usually has power, prestige, position, property, but we don't hardly see a wealthy white woman, Indian woman marrying a poor black man.
Go ahead, Mama.
We'll be back. It's getting nuts. I'll be back. Crazy.
How he has a rap career is beyond me. I don't get it. And he takes his shirt off. Oh my God, he looks like 50 pounds of chewed Tootsie Rolls with his...
All right. Now, you are in white fashion. You know white boys always leave the house like they're going to help somebody move. Resist and defend the horrible hoes. There are some horrible people. And what you need to do is start policing your own.
In keeping with today's topic, let's just talk about Jeff Brown. Okay. Fortunately, I've been around the world twice. If God sent a woman here, I done had some of it. Every color I've had. Oh, am I still? I've had more cooter than Nickelback's drummer. Now, for me to be serious with a person, a female, and I have dated every race, I love sisters. Why? Because I'm selfish. Because for me, every now and then, I need my life partner, my mate, to have the license to look me right in the face and say, nigga, please. Nigga, please. Green gaiters with long socks and shorts to a picnic. Nigga, please. Now, if I date a white girl, who gets to say that? I can't say it to her. She better not say that shit to me because I don't really play that. My point is this. No, I train my white people very well. They know not to say nigga and when and not to say it in rap songs. I train them well. That's when you see white people who are willy-nilly with the word nigga, it's because of their irresponsible black friends. Now, there are things I need. There's a place, I dated a woman who I thought was my soulmate. she was not of my race, and there was a place in my soul that every now and then she could really reach in and touch, that a black woman will massage at will. The problem is, will she? Can I get her to unball her fist and massage my soul? That's the conundrum. And now that I found one, I'm happy. I love sisters. That's that.
Jeff's Brown Intellectual Rant brought to you by Niggers Are Us.
We won't help you move, but we will help you fight.
So, hey, I love the fact that you're talking about this. And like I said, of course we're going to make fun of things because I think America has just a huge stick up its ass.
Yes.
And that stick is old, outdated belief systems. And the only way to really get at it is to have this kind of unadulterated, fuck you kind of conversation. Now, before Jeff's rant, I was talking about how we have this lofty idea. If I say, what is the highest form of love? Most people say unconditional. Well, your social programming, your social game rules that you learn from your home, your neighborhood, your state. You go to different states, there's different states of mind, right? Your upbringing, your religion, these are all conditions that limit your ability to actually feel love at the deepest level. So let's not make it seem like love is some bubble gum in a machine at the corner store that you can drop a quarter in and get it when you want it.
I disagree with that.
It's just not. It's not. It's not.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying it can't happen. Listen to me. I'm not saying it can't happen to you. I'm not saying you don't have the capacity to reach it. I'm saying for most people, they're drowning under these constructs. Most people. Most people.
What constructs?
I got a question.
Okay.
I got a question.
I done fell off the chair. Shit, I done fell off the chair.
Is your love for new conditional?
No.
No.
Not at all.
At all.
New is my son, by the way.
Yeah, the young lion.
Yes.
Okay.
My oldest son.
Which Jeff Brown, Nick, I hope he takes that to the NBA.
He will not.
Oh. Anyway.
We've already discussed it.
Do you think, that's hilarious. Do you think that there is any love that can reach between a man and a woman the level that you have with your son and your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if that love is unconditional, why can't the other love be?
Let me just say this, and I'm just going to put this out there, and then Rita, and of course, my love has joined the show. Jasmine, Melodiously Fly, go get her music.
Lord, there's another one.
And of course, Kaya can speak to this. I believe, and maybe you guys can check me, but this is just my observation as an outsider. I am the rings around Saturn on this. I'm not on the planet. I'm the rings, okay? So I don't have a direct experience of this, but this is just my observation. I believe women experience unconditional love only with their children. Their men they have conditions with. And when the men don't reach the condition, they become useless to the woman. That's what I believe. So maybe you guys can speak to that. I think that's when women connect to unconditional love, is when they have children. I don't think they have unconditional love, and I'm not speaking in absolutes, I'm speaking in generalities. I just don't think they reach unconditional love with their men. Me personally.
Do you think men have unconditional love about their women?
No, I think for men, and maybe you guys can check me, this is my experience. I think when men actually let go with that one, and then some misunderstanding, something goes wrong. Some go wrong. He's in the cage from there on out.
Yeah.
So that's like here's a perfect example. The young lion. This motherfucker was in kindergarten.
Uh-oh.
He came to me and was like,
a funny sentence.
He was like, Dad, I need you to help me write a letter. I said, well, what's happening? For what? He was like, I forgot the girl's name, Casey or some shit. He was like, Casey.
She got me.
Right? I got to, this is a real situation. You feel me? He was talking
here. To you man to man.
He was here like, hey, this is a real get down, Pops. I need to elocute for this. So I said, okay, well, let's sit down. Let's see what we doing. She didn't like him. To the point where he was open, like, hey, what's happening? tried to sit next to her and all that. But he changed.
Do you think
after she dunked on him from the free throw line, he changed? He was another dude.
Well, do you think men have an unconditional love for women as soon as she until she starts criticizing him? Because when she starts to being conditional and he feels like suddenly things turn.
He can't do no right.
Depends on how
that dude. We can't do no right.
Oh yeah, I've been that dude. No, it depends on the dude.
Let Jasmine speak.
Yes,
Jasmine, what do you think of that?
I was saying, I think that's more of a human thing. I don't think it's gender specific. I feel like humans struggle with the concept of unconditional love, you know? So I don't really think that women or men are more predispositioned
They may handle
based
it
upon
differently.
gender.
Yeah.
You may handle it differently, but I feel like love is something that all humans are in school to master.
And we have a capacity to reach it, but I'm telling you, it's not some shit you roll out of the bed and it's there for you.
No.
It's
work.
It's work.
At it.
It's inner work.
Yeah.
I was telling my son today, hey,
and it's painful.
I was telling, hey, you have.
You do it right.
I was like, you're getting negative response from your mother. I said that's because you have a lack of rapport with your mother, right? And that's a self-corrective thing, and that is a process. I can't wait until I go to college, and then I'll have distance, and that don't mean you fixed.
I got a question I could ask our mixed guests, not to be confused with mixed up guests, but our mixed guests. I was just thinking that sometimes people who are adopted, at the core of your identity, you can sometimes feel because of society you're less than, and so you have to make something of yourselves. You can't depend on being a certain way, and could that add to your own motivation to rise above that? Because I'm not saying people should get sloppy with their race or whatever, but when you know you're mixed, or you know that you're adopted, your choice is, I'm either going to be a victim all my life, I'm going to make something of it. Do you think that happens, that that you don't have that core knowing what your race is, and so you don't rely on that, and you make something of your life?
Okay, back up. Did he just say get sloppy with your race?
I can definitely speak on that.
Getting lazy with because I'm white or I'm black.
Okay.
No, they don't have that same.
Don't take another turn.
They don't have that same safe heaven. It's kind of like, look, it looks like I'm mixed or I'm bi or whatever, and so my life is what I make of it. Either I'm going to be a victim or I'm going to make something of it. So that's what I was just.
That's big.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's really good. So I was raised, both my parents, well, my mom.
What's your race, Vince?
I'm German, French, Jamaican, and Portuguese.
Those are nationalities, sir. What's your ethnicity?
Black and white.
Black and white?
Let me break it down for you.
All right, we're not going to get into that, but let me just tell the story.
Now we're confused.
I may answer the doctor's question. So I was raised, my mother was white, my biological father was black. They were not married. My father left when I was an infant, and my mother remarried a white man when I was about 3 years old. Now, because just like you as a human, as a baby, you're not subjected. You're not born racist.
No.
And my parents, both of them, they were from poor farmers, so they come from very humble beginnings, and were not raised racist as well. So I grew up not knowing that I was really black or whatever, and I grew up in military schools around the world. I did not come to the realization that I was different until a parent-teacher conference when I was about maybe 7 or 8 years old, when all the kids were walking across the playground, and I see, okay, the black kids had the black parents had the black kids, and the mixed parents had the mixed kids, but I had 2 white parents. And I didn't understand that at first. And so when I asked them and they explained, then they explained the whole, you're adopted by your father and that whole thing. But speaking to what you're saying about not having an identity, no, growing up I never had that identity, I'm black. I tried to fit in with the black kids. In high school I wasn't black enough. I tried to hit on the white kids. I wasn't when I was I was tall and smart but not athletic, so I couldn't really fit in with the sports guys.
That was the white side.
So that was the white side.
Right.
However though,
That's not
I'll tell you what though.
Tall like your daddy, can't jump like your mama.
So when you speak to not falling, I don't. If I'm around my people and I'm like, are you black? Yeah, I'm black. If I'm hanging around my niggas, yeah, I'm a nigga. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm in a boardroom, a meeting, if I'm in a
every
meeting,
6 months.
and I'm with one of my clients, and most of them are honestly white or Asian, then I know how to act appropriately and be in that. And to speak also, I want to say one thing.
Speak that other language.
When we're talking about, in the beginning, we were saying, do I think that people view me because I'm light-skinned? I think yes, off initial, because we're in America, we're in the most racist country in the world. However, when I open my mouth, my body language, how I dress, everything is representation of me. So, you know, yes, it does maybe help that I'm light-skinned, but I could be light-skinned and walk and be like, yo, what's good? What we doing up in here? You know, or I could have my hat, you know, or in the same, if a dark-skinned walks in and presents himself in a suit or tie, he can get the same response.
Okay.
Let's do this. You hear the music. We got to take a quick break, but before we go, I want to leave on this question, and I want Twitter to answer these questions. I know you guys are out there tweeting right now. Is it better for biracials, if that's a race, right? Is it better for them to identify as white or whatever, you know, whatever the other half is, because of all of the negative stereotypes surrounding African Americans? Is it just simply better, just a better life move? I mean, because when you see people, think of it this way, when you see qualified sisters out there with great educations, but with the Shaquanda Lisa name, they changed their name to Stacy or Claire to get that job opportunity.
But who can blame them? Do
you think it's just better to associate as the Asian part of you or the white part of you or whatever? We'll be back in 2.2. Questions! Oh!
A message to the Oreo cookie. No matter how much you want to switch, here's what they think about you.
Gold teeth, gold chain wearing, ride.
I tried to wait.
No, you didn't. Violence in this man. Go the fuck back to Africa.
This book of thresholds, it invokes a power that has a will of its own. It's your destiny. If you open that door, something will come out.
Turn the sands on you.
There are few things more dangerous than a weak man with power.
Someone in your palace is trying to kill me.
Can't trust anyone.
Not even you, my lady.
Especially not me.
Whatever happened to running away?
I'm not giving up on Bichette.
I decide what's done. I'm the father!
There is a game being played, and I will not be a pawn.
It's your destiny.
Rated R.
So, here, listen. This, I played that because that is the trailer for a television show that's not going to be aired. It was supposed to be a series on Fox. They canceled it. And the reason why I played it is because I like to show subliminal racism. You have English accents in ancient Egypt with a white pharaoh. And the only real predominantly black person is the sister. She's accepted in our society, in today's society, more so than the brother. When we do the shows, even Jet Magazine, Jet Magazine just came out with an article, and they said, you know, from preschool to prison pipeline. And it's a picture of a little black boy. And they're talking about the numbers and how to... Listen, I had to go to my son's school the other day to bang on a teacher who has no idea of how overwhelmed my kid is and all of the stuff he has to do, right? And once all she wanted to do is see if he had support.
Yeah.
Because once she recognized that, oh, I'm going to get banged on, or let me back off. Oh, I'm going to get banged on by his daddy? We don't see dads come through here. So again, the African American male is under siege. And when I see a trailer like that, I'm telling you, that's speaking to stereotypes. The white man said, I'm the pharaoh, in an English accent. I'm the pharaoh here.
That's a little one shot to believe, because my frustration is I'm tired of a lot of black male rhetoric.
Go ahead.
That's marginalizing and watering down my experience as a black woman in America and telling me, oh, you're not going through what I'm going through. you're
absolutely.
You're being accepted.
You're
and
right.
the thing is not. It's a myth. They just had a sister beat down a few weeks ago. Did you see that video?
With the CHP officer,
a
right?
black woman.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Okay, back
stop.
up. Okay, back
No,
up.
she makes a valid point.
Oh, God.
You know, because
God.
what that's doing
But
is
I
it's
think-
creating a rift. That's the part of the seed of this rift that's going on between us.
So
You know
let me
what
get
I'm
this straight.
saying?
No, I think that's a good point.
I'm confused. Somebody going to have to talk to me like I'm five.
Yeah. In deep.
Okay. So
I'm not going to go as far as say second class.
Yes,
though, but go
persecuted
ahead.
black women. Can I get hold on for a second?
Hurry up, Jeff, because we
I'm
got somebody big coming.
I'm trying to cross the street. Cars keep coming. All right. So what you saying then is that LL Cool J was wrong when he said a black man wakes up and feels like a jerk seeing black women and white men go to work. That's not happening. That on a corporate level.
What album was that?
Oh man, that's
But go ahead, finish.
All We Got Left Is the Beat is the name of the song.
Okay, go ahead. Hurry up, Jeff.
There's a bunch of black men that we're not seeing that you guys are that are working and that are thriving, and the prisons are full of method actors. These guys aren't really black. No. I mean, this is talk to me like I'm five. You're telling me that there's a myth that black men in society now have it rougher. Yes or no? That's a myth.
Have it rougher than black women?
Yeah.
I think that's an unproductive conversation.
I think they
feel
both
like
have
it's
it rough
nonsense.
in different ways.
And if we continue, there's no way that we're going to be able to understand each other because what you're doing is you're marginalizing someone's experience when you really can't talk from the experience of a black woman.
I'm not
and when
an
I'm here,
astronaut
all you have to really do
Okay,
is just listen.
I'm not an astronaut.
I'm not lying.
I'm not a superhero, but I can tell you a few subjects about the moon and Batman. I don't have to
Zoe
be
says
you.
all the time, it's no measure of health to be
can't
well
tell you what
adjusted
it
in a
is.
sick society.
I can't tell you what it
even
is.
if that is true,
I can't tell you what it
there's
is.
still
I can
things
tell you
that
what it
come
looks
with
like.
it.
I can tell you what
Okay,
it
so
looks like.
Jeff, let me do this. I have to do this. We have somebody waiting. It's very important. We're going to get back to you, Jeff, I promise. Legendary director, producer, actor, just all around G. On the line, Skyping with us right now.
Oh, that dude.
Bill Duke is in the building. Brother Bill!
How you guys doing today?
Hey, man, thank you for joining us, man. You've done a powerful movie, documentary on dark girls, colorism within the African-American community. I'm interested to know how colorism affects interracial dating and choices. We were talking about unconditional love and it's real or it's not real or the filters we were raised in and all of that. How does colorism really affect our ability to really love freely and honestly and openly? Talk to me, brother.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on.
Absolutely.
It's a shifting paradigm to a certain extent. It was considered that at one time that the desirable people in our race were light complected. In other words, they used to call it good hair and light eyes and those kinds of things. And historically, it goes back to slavery, where our women were raped and they were placed in the house, and the children of the master were protected from this woman. And it was considered that they had privilege over the people in the field who were darker complected and didn't have the same privileges as the people that worked in the house. Unfortunately, this same consciousness prevails today, in that we are still in conflict with each other over the color of our skin. And so there are many athletes that will tell you, in terms of their preference of going with women, that I want one of those. When they say one of those, it's usually a light-complected woman with what they call good hair, etc., because we are still prisoners, unfortunately, of that consciousness. So in terms of dating and the rest of those kinds of things, hopefully Lupita, through what she's done in terms of image, etc., hopefully Lupita has helped impact that. Of course, black women are wearing their hair more natural now, and not the same kind of makeup issues, but it's an issue. And the last thing I'll say about it, if you want proof of what I'm saying, go online today and look under hashtag Team Light girls and hashtag Team Dark Girls.
Yeah.
There are over 200,000 members in each of those categories. That should tell you something about the condition of our consciousness today.
And I think that's heavy because that is the purpose of the show, is to break down the limiting beliefs. Like, the word believe, just take the word believe. It comes from Latin, be lie. It means to give the lie away as a gift. So our beliefs have the power to build a type of reality that is a utopia, or the type of reality that is full of skullduggery and foolery and limits. But my point is, we as a community, and I'm just talking about black people, we've got to find a center and say, what doesn't work? What hasn't worked, right? We have to... Bobby said it one show that was so profound. Uncle Bobby said, we have to reclaim the narrative. Yeah. So, and I'm saying, I'm not against interracial dating. I'm saying it's difficult to date outside your culture when you come from a broken one. Do you understand? Like, the beliefs in your culture is broken.
You're going to have to repeat that.
But do you understand what I'm saying? You have to find, like, the missing pieces to your puzzle to at least be centered in self to say, I love me enough to cross the bridge. Bobby?
Just wanted to say a couple of things. First of all, Bill Duke is an amazing artist, and he's done a lot to contribute to the advancement of our culture, artistically speaking. Sister, you made a point outside earlier about your perception of the film that he did. Would you share that with the listening audience?
Oh, I enjoyed the film, but
don't back off from what you said.
But it saddened me because I felt it wasn't a Lupita. Like, a lot of the women there, they were very sad, and they had gone through a lot about, being dark complected. And so in the end, after hearing all of that sadness, it would have been nice to see someone come in there that was confident, that was uplifting, to kind of show dark-skinned women that, look, you don't have to walk these streets with your head down. And there's a lot of dark-skinned women that come and don't have those issues surrounding skin color.
And that's why I'm so thankful to Bill Duke's film.
Right.
Because Bill Duke's film elicits the conversation that we kind of just live with but don't want to have. I always say, listen, just because you've moved on doesn't necessarily mean you got over it.
Thank you.
True.
I'm a move on kind of society. I'm on to the next kind of society, but we still carrying that with us. Bill, you want to finish that?
Say something about Bill Duke. Bill Duke wants to say something about Bill Duke's film.
Yes. With all due respect, if you look at the end of the film again, there are several testimonials from two young girls who said, I'm proud of who I am. I've been through the struggle, and I love myself. And the actress that was in it also said that she found herself. And the purpose of the film is, and this is something I think that's missed in this conversation, is we must give a voice to the voiceless. Mm-hmm. I mean, I call my films edutainment. We don't preach. We just simply, from statistical data, bringing in people who have gone through it, but also professionals, we have their opinions too, because they're analyzing the situation. It's not just Bill Duke's opinion. It's the opinion of sociologists, psychiatrists, historians. I mean, people who study these issues. Because in the final analysis, and this is something, there are two things I just like to say as shortly as possible. I was in the Apollo Theater in Harlem. An elderly woman stood up and said she liked the film after I screened it, but asked, why was I airing our dirty laundry?
Well, rap music beat you to the punch, though.
Yes.
Hip-hop beat you to the punch.
And I said, ma'am, with all due respect, because it's stinking up the house.
Wow.
Number two, somehow it's expected that I'm a filmmaker. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not an educator. I'm not anything. I make movies to give the voiceless a voice. But the thing is that we're expected to solve the problem. We're showing the film to create dialogue, as the gentleman so well said,
right,
to enable the problem to be solved by us as a community. There's no one coming to save us.
Wow. 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 Listen, Kaya,
Yes.
you have, I mean, Kaya has been sitting here and she's on fire, lava pit, because she's, I want to say, interracial, biracial. Yeah, and Native American, black, white. I mean, talk to us about your experience and your family. You showed me a picture of your family. It was awesome.
You guys have them. I don't know where they're at.
Linda, where's the picture?
Where is the picture?
Put the picture of the girl's family up.
Yeah, okay, so that's my
wow,
great on the side, that little beautiful white baby, that's my mom. Above her is her father, the black man, and her mother, the white woman. This is in the 40s, this photo. And my great-grandfather's in the center. So you can see where
everybody would get down.
All colors of black and white. This is their wedding photo, actually.
Wow.
Which I think more photos in this country need to be shown of the African American community actually having nice things, doing great things in their culture. And like, you know, just like the slavery photos and like the poor black man thing has to kind of, for me, just stop at some point, because it continues. When we continue to talk about pain, I think when you brought up something about the Jewish community, it's interesting. The Jewish community always reminds of what their struggles have been, but they don't live there anymore. And the problem that I have with talking about anger toward... What do you mean?
Well, Bobby will speak. Yeah, finish. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, we have to at some... Like, I was raised in Jamaica, okay? Our coat of arms is out of many one people. I did not know I was black. I did not know I was white. You either have money or you don't. You are Jamaican. That is who you are. I moved to America, and I couldn't say paper. I said, paper. Teacher, give me a piece of paper now. That's how I spoke. And I was called a nigger, a niglet, you name it, in school. I came home. I said, Mommy, what does this mean? I'd never even heard it. And she said, this is a derogatory term we don't use. It was used for black people to oppress them. So I said, am I black? And she said, you are, but people don't see that. So that was my understanding at 6, was to find out I was like white or different. And now that I know, when I look at my schooling, yes, I was the only white child, but I didn't know, nor did they. It wasn't a discussion. And that's how I was raised. So to come to America, where my father's Native American, born and raised in Texas on a reservation, where, you know, talk about a race having issues in this country, we could really go there, because they have it the worst. So that's why I have like a hard opinion on it, because it's like my father's race has been like, they don't exist. They're non-existent.
Wow.
Go to a casino.
Kaya, formerly of the Pussycat Dolls, dropped it on us real quick. When we come back, Bobby G, Rita G, Bill Duke, everybody's in the building right now. This is a heated topic, and I think it's needed. I mean, this is real business right here. How you gonna love unconditionally and you don't forgive? Listen to this. Hold on, sweetie. Hold on. I'm setting us up for the next segment.
Zoe Williams wants to say something on the Zoe Williams show, if that's all right.
Thank you. She said God is
Can
not
God give Zoe some room to say something on the Zoe Williams show? God made us all, but he just wants Zoe to say something right now. That all right?
We'll be back at 2.2. I'll be back in a second.
All right.
Okay, here we are. Final thought. Interracial dating. Is it a form of self-hate for blacks, or is it becoming a safe haven for the black man's woman? A lot of sisters hit me back and was like, oh, you know, you know, we're not your woman. You can't claim us like that, you know. And you know, we don't belong to y'all. We make our own choices, our own decisions. We, you know, and let me just say, for me, we talked about beliefs, and I always say, don't date your ideas, right? And then I modified it. Don't date an unchallenged idea. Where do our prejudices come from, right? Do we challenge where they come from, right? For me, it seems like our hurts, right, our wounds heal in geological time. Technology is doubling, tripling, quadrupling every 30 days, but we're carrying archaic, old, ancient beliefs and wounds and narratives with us into the future. As technology speeds up and advances, look at that new movie, Lucy. Oh, yeah, she's going to use all of her brain and stop time. And the other movie, Limitless, right? I'm going to take a pill and get smart overnight and write 10 books, right? This is all. There's a book called Prometheus Rising by Robert Anton Wilson. And it's a book about intelligence intensification, right? Everybody is moving towards the future progressively, but yet we're also still carrying old wounds and baggage and narratives. I believe that the ideas and concepts that we hold mold our future on a spiritual, intimate level. So, with that said, imagine how black love relations would change if we changed our beliefs. I call everybody a hypocrite who calls themselves a transformational coach, who can say, if you change your beliefs, you change your life, you change your experience, but yet can't apply that same belief to intimate relationships. Right? You're a hypocrite. You're not using the tools that will change your life. You can do it to make more money. You can do it to change your income bracket, but you can't do it to change your love life. I don't believe it's racist for people to want to mate with their own kind. When I say their own kind, humankind, humanity is one thing. It's one species with varying hues, right? Human, the colored man, not the NAACP version, but the man of color, the man of hue, right? And I believe we can all date and marry each other. I look at white folk as the same. It's still, who's ever seen the albino roach? I've seen them. They're very rare. But the albino roach shows up from time to time. I see them as part of the roach family, right? We're all roaches here. So I say that to say, until brothers and sisters get past the impasse, I believe sisters have their own challenges, and I believe brothers have their own challenges. But we've got to stop cutting each other's necks off and then making, like, to me it's dumb for sisters to say, we now have a justification to go date somebody else. You haven't given us any choice. Is that not victimhood? Right? No. What about the investment in the dilapidated man? No. If white people can go into a dilapidated neighborhood and regentrify it, why can't the sister regentrify her love for her brother? Why can't she reinvest in his spiritual community? And vice versa. And vice versa. Right? It's the narrative we're carrying that keeps us separate. True. Krishnamurti said something that was powerful. That's my favorite philosopher. He said, it is conceptual thinking that causes conflict and division. Race is a concept. That's right. Race is an idea. Right? He said also, teachers who get in front of students that have not resolved their inner issue are a danger to the student. They are hurting and damaging the student. Get his unreconciled ass away from those kids. This is where we live today. We have a lot of unreconciled issues, and now we're creating coping mechanisms as a means of opting out on both sides. Brothers and sisters.
Are you open to commentary on that?
Oh, that's Brother Bill. Bill, we're doing the final thought. As a matter of fact, let me get Bill in. I don't mind sharing my final thought with you, Bill. Go ahead, speak to us.
I would beg you to examine this from a quantum physics point of view.
Say again?
So I would beg you to examine this from a quantum physics point of view.
Oh, quantum physics. I love it. Let's go, Bill.
Because quantum physics would consider our issues not a psychological problem, but an energy problem.
Energy, right.
And that we have inherited the bondage of enslavement from our ancestors on an energy level. And until that is addressed on an energy level, divisions between us will continue to occur.
Absolutely. Quantum entanglement, Bill is talking about. It's a real situation. I'm writing a book about relationships on a quantum level. The quantum level, the static rules don't apply. They don't apply. And Bill's absolutely right. Listen, we're not here to answer all your questions, but we are here to fucking rattle your cage and make you think deeply and make you question yourself. We don't have no answers for relationships like that, but however, if we still carrying around old templates that actually mold our reality, it's not going to be the one that we want. With that said, that's my final thought. Freez Luv, where can they find you?
You could, please hit me on Twitter at Freez Luv Comedy, FREEZLUV.
Yeah.
The next thing I got coming up, 26th of January, right here at Inside Jokes in Hollywood. Check me out.
Where are you? That Inside Jokes in Hollywood?
Inside Jokes, 26.
Jasmine, Melodiously Fly. Where can they find your records?
At Melodious Fly, MELODIOUSFLY.
Absolutely. Dr. G.
At Mark Goulston, and have a thing with Skillsoft. Look up Skillsoft this Wednesday. I'm doing a program with them. That's free.
What is it?
Skillsoft is the #1 training of leaders site on the internet, and so.
And that's what Dr. G does.
Just get down, brother.
Right. And the website again, one more time.
If you go to Skillsoft, it's a webinar this Wednesday, 12 to 12:30 Eastern Time.
Absolutely, Jeff Brown.
You can find me on Twitter at GBFunnyStyle, and you can find me every Sunday at The Loft in Gardena, hosting the baddest music jam everywhere. I got to talk to you there.
Absolutely, get her there. And Bobby G, talk to me, man.
Okay, at Glanton-Smith is the Twitter thing. Go to my website, www.realmendon'tplay.com. Go to the archives. You'll find an interview that I did with Bill Duke about a year ago that was one of the highlights of, my interviewing process. He talked about his movie, The Deacons of Defense. Mm-hmm. I think that's something a lot of people need to revisit. Mm-hmm. And again, props to Bill Duke for coming on the show today.
We appreciate Brother Bill. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right now, brother.
Thank you.
Rita G. See you later, Bill. Rita G?
Is at The Real Rita G on Twitter, and my website is www.ritagphotography.com. And I didn't get a chance to add my final thought.
Go ahead, honey. I'll give it to you. Go ahead, right now. Make it happen.
Okay.
Really quick.
I've heard you say on your show many times that, when we choose to incarnate here, we choose the experience. And I think that also encompasses choosing the challenges, the obstacles, even the physicality needed to have that experience so that, our soul can stretch and grow and evolve. So I think that once you understand we plan our lives and we agree to the plan beforehand, then you're the creator of all your experiences, which pulls you out of that sort of victim consciousness, and you can create in a more conscious manner. That's just...
That's good stuff. Absolutely. I'm there with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go. Zowat at Mr. Zowat on Instagram. Follow me. At Zoe Williams on Twitter. Follow me. Crazy show, and we're going to keep it like that. Hey, that's her record. We going out on Melodiously Fly, Jasmine's record. Deuces!